Hey, okay, so like I can't even believe I'm doing this video right now. I'm so tired. As you can see, I have no makeup on. I've been crying. I totally had a breakdown tonight. And when I got through it, I was like, all right, if I'm really gonna be like sharing my transformation and how I deal with shit and the stuff that, happens in life, like I've got to share the yucky stuff, you know, even if that means I have to do a video with no makeup on. So anyway, so like you probably don't believe this, but I rage. And even my closest friends, like they don't believe me when I tell them that I rage. But if you ask my son or even my ex, they would confirm how I rage. So anyway, that happened tonight, and this is like something that I've got to like figure out because I really hate when it happens. And so I've been trying to like figure out where it stemmed from, and I think I did. So I haven't actually gone through the whole process. I started writing a blog post. So actually, if you see me like look to the side, it's because I started writing this out. And then I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I think it would be quicker to send to like do a video, even if it means I talk for a freaking hour. And that's like totally possible here because I don't even know how much I'm going to go into with all of this. There's like so much. And that's exactly why I stopped writing. So anyway, I might not even post this honestly because I'm so tired and I don't even, I can't even imagine what I'm gonna look like back on this video. But like I said, I'm just gonna give it a shot and try to get it out there. So anyway, my raging. So that behavior isn't something I ever experienced or dealt with until after my accident. I don't have a top on my drink, and that's going to be part of my rage story to tell you, as is the reason why I'm drinking this right now. But so yeah, so anyway, the raging behavior really only transpired post accident, and I think it was because of, my moments of frustration, of trying to be patient and positive and that just not happening. And back at the time, having a different understanding, I just would get frustrated and I would like lash out, and usually it would happen because I would hold it in for so long. And then I would just like something would trigger it, usually something that had nothing to do with anything, right? Isn't that always the case? And then I would just like lose my mind and like when I say lose my mind, I mean in the form of like physically hurting myself, like whether I would punch something or punch myself or like throw something. Like it was like, to me that's considered rage. That's a rageful moment for someone like me who is not really like that. um so anyway, that actually was one of the reasons back in the day post accident why they were really pushing me to go on medication. Again, not trying to figure out why we have the rage or how to move through the rage or those moments. It was let's, put a band-aid on the rage and put you on some meds. And that's so not the reason why I started posting, writing, wanting to talk about this at all. But that kind of came up as I started writing it. And so like that kind of made me start thinking about things and again trying to get back to the main issue here, which I'm hoping I discovered. So anyway, so as much as I've healed from the accident and found peace with my life and the way it is, regardless of whether it's where I want to be or not, I still have these moments that I lose my fucking mind. And I'm sorry for language, but I'm really spent right now and like I don't really care about having a filter. So, anyway, I don't even like know what I was just saying. What was I saying? Something about raging. I'm not really sure. But let me just try to bring you back through my day and what got to this place. So, I work's been a little overwhelming again, and I feel like I hate when I say that, like when people ask me how work is and I tell them that because I feel like that's what I always say, but like it's the unfortunate reality right now, It's like I'm not alone in this. I know it's not just my company. It's like, I feel like everyone I know, most everyone I know that works in corporate America has the same thing. Like, I can't keep up with the workloads. I can't keep up with the expectations. There's just so much work. There's so little time. There's so little resources, but we have to do it all. And, like this shit like weighs on us, man, And I mean, I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, it's the unfortunate reality. And so it is what it is. And, the other really unfortunate reality is that it's like really breaking people. Like the shift, like, yeah, the accident is what brought all this on, but my true breaking point was living up to the expectations that corporate America was expecting of me. And I didn't know how to properly prepare myself for that, to deal with that reality of something that you can't fight or overcome. Like, you just have to figure out how to get through it if you're going to choose to stay in that arena. So anyway, that broke me back then, and everything I learned has enabled me to go back to the same exact job that broke me, but still find peace and happiness in my day. Um, or as much as I can. It's definitely not where I want to be. I know there's so much more I could do with my time to help people, and I need to figure out a way to make that my priority, which is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing with this whole health and wellness thing. I know that's my path. I know that's my purpose, and I need to do it, and my struggle, and I'm gonna get emotional here, like my struggle is time, like figuring out how to manage it all, like you have this job that has these really big expectations, and then you're like a parent, or in my case, at least half the time I'm a single parent, and you're trying to change your life, and you want to do something good, so you're investing that time, but like it's exhausting. And so today I'm just gonna go back to what happened today, because I'm just gonna keep crying if we talk about this. But so today I decided I was making work my priority over everything, over myself. And so I started work really early this morning, like before I even took Alec to school. He's my son, for those that don't know. And that time, between 7 and 9 is when I try to do the things I need to do for me. So that's when I try to work in, meditating or visualizing my day, saying affirmations, all that stuff I talk about, the self-care stuff, I'm trying to get exercise in there. But anyway, the morning is when I try to do that before I start my day. And a big reason why I do that is so that when I do start my day and I have to deal with stuff that I don't really want to deal with, I can deal with it more peacefully and from a more objective place, and which is ultimately more successful for my business, my company, my clients. So like the self-care part of my day is really not just for me. It's really for me and like everyone I touch throughout that day. So like it's really more important than I think I even realize. And I think that's what I'm actually realizing today with what happened. And I think that the whole reason why I ended this day in rage is because I didn't start my day with self-care. So anyway, I had it. It was fantastic starting my work day that early. I had a standard global pharma meeting at 9 a.m. And so I was super prepared for it. The meeting went great. My whole day was really productive, work-wise. And then what happens is when I start to lose time, I start to like panic, because now I know like everything I still need to do, but my day doesn't actually end until, probably later than it needs to. So today, I think I only worked like, I don't want to say only, but like I probably worked like 11 or 12 hours. And like, I knew that I had stuff to do. I was actually going to make dinner tonight. And like, I wasn't going out. It was my last night with my son. He goes back to his dad tomorrow. And so after work, I just wanted to, my son was at the skate park, so I wanted to just close my eyes for like a second before I started making dinner. And like, I totally crashed and I slept for an hour. Obviously, I needed it. But, the unfortunate thing for me, someone that's so sensitive with time, is that when I woke up and it was like 7:30 or 7:40 and I panicked, and of course, all these text messages, and like some are from my son, and he's like, luckily he's like, can you pick me up between 7:30 and 8, closer to 8? And then I was like, okay, that's great, but then my mind went right to, I have a meeting at 8 o'clock, and oh my god, I never started dinner. And it's an Instapot thing, so like it needs time, and it's actually my first time doing this, and I've been putting this off all week. So like this is my last night to have this. It's already defrosted. My mom spent the money on this. She gave me the meat. Like, so I start putting all this pressure on myself, and I start realizing I have no time. So now like I'm pulling myself together, and then like a friend of mine texted me that she wanted to talk, and like I really wanted to talk to her, but I was like, oh my god, I can't. I've literally got like 10 minutes to get to the skate park, pick him up, get back home, get on this call at 8 o'clock, and start making dinner, which I know now is not going to be done till like 9:30. So I start doing these things. I start just breathing through it, and I'm trying to be patient, and I'm trying not to let it get to me, but I'm feeling it come. And like I said, I haven't properly prepared for this day, so I've been pushing through my entire day, and the different events that happen throughout the day that suck, that you have to deal with, from a place where I wasn't prepared the way I've been preparing. And now I'm dealing with things I actually want to do with my time, and I can't. And again, I'm not properly prepared for the day. So it's just like boiling up, and I'm just trying to breathe through it. And so I start doing all these things. We're home, Alex watching TV. I start dinner. I've got my computer on the stove. I'm dialed into the meeting, and I'm just like doing everything, right? And like, so however long that prep takes, I finish my meeting. It's like, an hour is awesome call with, this superstar in the business. So like, I couldn't miss this meeting. It was such a great opportunity to be on this live with her and the team. So like it was important, and I'm glad that I did, because of course I learned so much. But anyway, it's just, again, another contributing factor to what's happening here. So I finished the meeting. I'm able to actually sit down and like get the last half hour in, like focused and taking notes like I love to do. And then like beep, 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 Instapot goes off, time to take the meat out. And the recipe said that the meat would fall apart. So I was making a pot roast, which is like my son, he loves pot roast. And I always make pot roast in a slow cooker. I use that to die for recipe. It's like it's like loaded with sodium. It's terrible, but we don't do it often, and it's my son's favorite thing. So like I really wanted to do it for him before he went back. And so anyway, I gave my slow cooker away because I got the Instapot that everyone raves about. But this was my first time using it as the Instapot, not the slow cooker part. So I followed the directions, like legit exactly as it said. And it said that the meat would like fall apart. And the whole reason why my son and I do love this dish, or anyone that has this dish when I make it, is because like the meat literally falls apart. Like it's so good. And so like it's a really big draw how tender the meat is and how much it pulls off. And it's just wonderfulness. So anyway, um, this does not happen when I go beep and I go get it, and I go like this to the meat, and like not only does it not fall apart, it's like freaking hard, pretty hard. And I'm like, what the F is this? And I pick it up, and I'm like, I don't even understand. Like I don't even understand what's happening. Like right now, I felt a lot of hatred for the Instapot. So Coach Kristen, you're gonna have to like, I don't know, we're gonna need a lesson or something, because I'm very angry with the Instapot right now. So now I start to lose my mind, because now it's like, this is the freaking piece of meat that I've been thinking about for weeks, that's been in the freezer, and I gotta use it. And I defrosted it on Monday, supposed to do it on Monday. It's Thursday, he's going back, I have to do it. So much pressure I put on myself about this. And like finally getting some time to sit down with Alec today, because I've just been running. And so Now the meat is like pretty much not edible. And so I'm gonna try and salvage it, right? And so like I take this really big platter out and I just dump our vegetables on, I dump our starch on, and I put the meat on, and like he asks me if there's gravy, and I'm like, oh my God, no, there's no gravy. Like the freaking Instant Pot is like burnt inside. There's like nothing in there for me. I don't even know. I put water in it and like shit went to the bottom. So I don't even know what the F I'm doing with this thing. So anyway, I'm just like, no, no gravy. Unless your dad gave us some gravy from Heinz. Go look in the fridge. Maybe there's something in there, but there wasn't. So no gravy. And then, so the presentation was beautiful. Hoping that if I just cut into this, maybe it'll taste better than I realize. And like, I'm so happy I can laugh. This is like seriously, it's the first time I've laughed in like a couple hours. But so my son takes a piece of the meat and he just says like, "Mom, like it's cold in the middle." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it is not cold in the middle. Like this thing has been cooking for so long right now." But the process of dealing with everything, I guess it got cold. I don't, you know what? I don't even freaking know because I still don't even like understand how to use this thing. But anyway, so I was like, then put it in the freaking microwave, you know? And then it was like so not the important thing, but I lost my shit at that moment. I lost my shit. Like, like I couldn't, like it just wasn't working. And I know it's such a silly thing, but like it just all kind of came crashing down because now it was, oh wait, I'm sorry. Hang on. Before, when the first time I went into the Instapot and saw how it was hard and didn't fall apart, I decided to switch it to slow cooker the way I know how to do it. That makes it nice and moist. And so I attempted to do that. So we added another 40 minutes. So now it's 9:45 by the time we are actually sitting down to eat. And my entire night has been consumed by this, and I haven't gotten anything that I need to get done. I still haven't done any of my self care, and I still have a lot of shit to do tonight. And we didn't even have any time together. You're going to bed in like 15 minutes. We're sitting down for dinner, and it's a flop. And so that is when I lost it. When he said that it was cold on the inside after all of that, I was like, oh my God. So, like, I'm not even sure if I should tell you what I did because well, whatever. I guess I'll just tell you. So, like, I don't even know what triggered it. At some point, I picked up, so I have two of these, and I picked up my other one, and I got so angry. I was like, I need to walk away because I didn't want to do anything or say anything bad. So I made the good choice to walk away. And so as I was walking away to go in my room, right before I went in my room, I took my water bottle, which was full, and I just smashed it and slammed it down the hallway. So it like burst open, and like there's now a whole one of these 24 ounces of water all over the floor, and my Shakeology thing is broken. And I go in my room and I just like lay on my bed and I try to like pull my shit together. And I do. I can't remember what sets the next rage in, but the next one was the bad one. So I came out, and honestly, I don't even know, and I don't care that I don't know. I'll probably remember in the morning. My son will definitely remind me. But something else set me off as I was coming back out, attempting to like salvage something. I don't even know. God, what was it? Anyway, I got so mad that I picked up the platter that had all the food on it, and I just smashed it in the living room. Like this was a Pottery Barn, like big ceramic platter with a big fucking thing of pot roast and a whole can of peas, like not can, like a bag of peas. So like peas. I mean, it was just, oh God. So the food goes everywhere. obviously the thing is shattered, and because it's ceramic and it's actually really nice, it shatters into like fine pieces. It's like everywhere. And now I'm like, oh my God. Now it's like after 10 and I'm again losing more time, and now I have more I have to do. I have to clean this up. Like, oh my God. I also hate cleaning as well. I don't really like domestic things, you know. I know that doesn't make me a great sell for a partner, but like I'm really not a fan. So like I'm like, oh God, now I have to clean all of this up. Like, oh my God, this is terrible. So I just fall apart. My son's like, Mom, I think you should go into your room. So I go into my room and he's so awesome. So of course he comes and he sits down next to me and I just crying and he's just hugging me and like, I just like I get so frustrated. Sometimes that like I feel stuck in this life and it's so hard. And I'm trying to make a better life for him and I. And I feel like by the time it actually happens, like he's gonna be gone in college, so I also have that time thing on my mind. I want to change life so he doesn't see me, stuck in these places and investing so much time in places that I have such conflict with, and I want him to see me thrive. And so like when these things happen and I feel like the whole day was wasted, I have a really hard time dealing with that. So anyway, like I said, he's a rock star. And so he just let me vent that all out and he just hugged me, and we just sat there. And then he got up and he started cleaning up my mess. And then, of course, I jumped in and we did it together. And, at one point he's like, Mom, I think this is the first time we've ever cleaned anything together. I have a cleaning lady. So, which I love. Oh my God, I'm so grateful for that. I'll tell you about that sometime because that was like a reward for myself for quitting smoking cigarettes. So, anyway, so we cleaned up the mess that was everywhere, like everywhere. We had to move all of the furniture in the whole living room, like his whole Xbox, all his games. There's like, oh God, shattered ceramic everywhere, and peas and stovetop stuffing and fucking pot roast and a knife. And like then shit was broken. There was like my serving platter things because I threw it so hard, even like the spoons broke. Like I'm pretty strong. So like when I rage, not picking my nose ring, um, I can create some damage, as I did here too. I don't know if you can see, and it's not great, but I see it's already bruising because in all of that, at one point I literally like turned and like slammed the wall. And like I know this is so terrible that I'm telling you I do all of these things, but again, the reason why I'm doing this is to show you that as much as I have my shit together and I found so much peace in my life, there is so much I still need to change. And because I haven't gotten to that place yet, I have these moments. Like these are real things that happen, and like I've got to figure them out. So as I was kind of starting to write it all out, what I realized is that I think it all spiraled down to I didn't start my day the way I needed to start my day. I started my day in a very different place than I typically do. And it didn't allow me to properly handle the things that were thrown at me. And, I'm sure I'll come up with 100 other things and lessons from this. And, if you have anything you want to share to help me deal with rage like that, that'd be great. But, again, it is what it is. This is my life, and this is exactly why I'm trying to change it, because I know that this is not how God intended us to live. So anyway, thank you for listening. And that's it. Here's to a peaceful tomorrow. Oh, wait, hang on. So, because at least something that makes me feel better. So now it's after 10. There's literally no food to eat. So I at least have my shake to drink. So at least I'm getting great nutrition in, even though I didn't eat anything but peas earlier and like one bite of meat, which I don't even really like. So anyway, I'm really excited and grateful for that because that will actually help me sleep. So That's it. Have to give a plug. I'm so in love with my superfood shake, so I know it's a little obnoxious that I talk about it so much. But it does so much for me. So anyway, I'm pretty grateful for it right now. So that's it. I'm gonna finish that up and maybe try and breathe for a little bit and write some things I'm grateful for, and then get to bed. And tomorrow's a new day, and hopefully I'll be brave enough to post this for you guys. All right, have a good night, which will actually be a good morning on Friday. Bye.